neutralizing illness and returning to perfect health. This is what we are talking about today. It has been requested by several of you, and I haven't done a video on health for a while, so I thought, what better time? We're going to do it today. And we're going to be talking about health in terms of energy and electricity and neutralizing illness so that you can return to health. And I'm going to give you some very practical things to do that are going to help you turn any kind of physical illness around so that you can return back to that state of perfect health, which is your natural state. Welcome, my name is Hedley, and if you have found your way to this channel, you are in the right place. If you'd like to know more about me, you'll find all of those details in the box below this video. I offer one-to-one law of assumption coaching. There is my self-concept course, I Am the One, meaning you are the one, and my book, I Am Money, Assume a New Story and Enjoy More Money. You'll find all of those details below or at my website, youaretheone.com.au. And if I could ask you for a very simple favor, if you are enjoying this channel and you are enjoying my videos, to please engage in some way. Subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and of course your positive comments. And just as another note, I am back on Instagram. I'm doing daily I Am reminders among a few other things. And so if that's of interest, head over to Instagram at Hedley Derenzie. A quick disclaimer before we get into it, because we are talking about health. The information in this video is for informational purposes only. I am not a qualified medical or health professional. Therefore, this information is not medical or health advice, nor a substitute for it. You are the infinite intelligence of your reality, so please be intelligent and consult your doctor or medical professional with any health or medical related questions you might have. So we are talking about neutralizing illness and returning or realigning to health. And we're going to be talking about this in terms of energy and electricity, and then we're going to bring it together into flowing neutrality. And I want you to start thinking about health in terms of flowing neutrality. And I'm going to give you a symbol later that is going to help remind you of that. We want to be thinking of health in terms of flowing energy within a neutral body. Now, I'm giving a very simplified explanation of this, and I'm going to speak slowly. I'm going to aim to speak slower than I usually do. And it's not because I'm insulting your intelligence. I know that you are the infinite intelligence, so I know that you know this, and I'm just reminding you of it. However, if you're being reminded of this for the first time, it may be like, wait, what? But you will also feel that this is making perfect sense, because it does, and you'll hear it and you'll know it. And then you want to be the evidence of it for yourself rather than just taking my word for it or anybody's word for it. Health is a matter of energy and electricity, flowing neutrality, meaning the energy is flowing easily through the body and the body is neutral between positive and negative. Before we get into that, let's go back to the founding principle, all of this, which is consciousness is the one and only reality. Reality is the reflection of consciousness. Now, the way we're going to be speaking about reality in this video is through the body. So the body is the first point of consciousness in reality. Keeping in mind that everything has a positive and negative charge. So even consciousness has a positive and negative charge. I've spoken about this before in some previous videos, which I will link here. If you are hearing this for the first time, I would suggest going and listening to those, but I am going to be speaking a lot more about the positive and negative charge in relation to various different areas of life. So consciousness is positive, negative. Reality is negative, positive. Now, the reason that is because reality is a reflection of consciousness and it is reflected back in reverse. So the positive and negative of consciousness gets reflected back through reality, negative, positive. And everything contains both the positive and the negative charge. The human body, which is an expression of consciousness, is positive, negative. But it is manifested in reality, therefore it is also negative positive, which means the human body is neutral at its natural state. In its natural perfect state, the human body is neutral and therefore balanced. It contains the positive and negative, which means the positive of consciousness and the negative of reality. If you are already confused, don't worry. Remember, you are the infinite knowing. You're the infinite intelligence, and you know everything that there is to know. This is not new information. You may be hearing it for the first time, but you already know this. So I'm just reminding you of what you may have forgotten. Just keep that in mind. So if you are starting to experience confusion, do not worry, because confusion is the opposite side of clarity, which means at some point the penny will drop and it'll be like, oh my God, haha, I totally get it. When we are dealing with illness, you always want to start at the level at which the illness is. That means addressing the illness at the level of physicality. Now, when there is a block in energy in the physical body, that means there is an excess of positive ions. It's essentially a stress response, which means that the body is under stress and there is an increase in unhealthy cells that have now taken over the body. So when there is inflammation or activation of some kind in the body, any kind of illness that involves inflammation or overactivity or stimulation or activation, any of those words, that means there is an excess of positive ions in the body. Now, when there is an excess of positive ions, there is going to be illness, because the body's natural state is balance. It's neutrality. It's positive and negative. So when there's an excess of positive ions, that has a negative effect on the body. To restore yourself back to health means you have to return those positive ions, those positive charges in the body, back to neutrality. We have to bring the negative ions up, which means you have to negatively charge the body. Now, we have been gifted with the greatest negatively charged form known to us, which is the earth. The earth is negatively charged. Think of all of the native cultures who have known this for centuries, for thousands of years. The earth is negatively charged, and it is going to help you reduce the positive ions and bring those negative ions back into balance. So the body is back into balance. Remember, we're aiming for balance here, which is a balance between positive and negative. Now, there are many things that are going to help to get back into that neutral state. So some ways to negatively charge an excessively positive body. Number one, as I said, grounding into the earth. This is so important. You want to be spending more time grounded to the earth, with your skin against the earth in some way, or grounding products. Number two, breathing and meditation, deep breathing, because deep breathing will help to move the energy that is blocked or stuck within the body. Keeping in mind that if you are experiencing illness, you're not going to have a lot of energy. So the good news is that a lot of these things that I'm mentioning don't require a lot of energy, which is why they are negatively charged. Number three is purified water. Remember, the body is a conductor of electricity, so water acts as a conductor for the body. Number four, cooling and grounding foods like green vegetables and salads, just foods that are going to be light on the body. Calming liquids such as tea, lots of rest, red light therapy is good, and there's probably other things that you know of that I haven't mentioned here. You can mention those in the comments. If you are on some kind of medication or medical program, to please check this with your doctor or health professional first, and of course do your own research. Don't take anyone's word for anything. So that's the body. So once you've established that, then we can look at consciousness, because consciousness is the cause of any kind of illness or anything that's going on in the body, because consciousness is the cause of reality, and reality is just a reflection of it. So when there is an illness in the body, it means there has been an excess of negativity in consciousness, because an excess of negativity in consciousness results in an excess of positivity in the body, because an excess of negative consciousness creates stress on the body over time. So you can be sure that what you are experiencing is a result of some kind of consciousness that has built up over time, and the body is the last resort to get your attention to it. Illness is not your body working against you. Illness is your body knocking at the door of your awareness going, hey, there's this thing that we need to address. And I've been trying to get your attention, but this seems to be the last resort to get your attention. I'm so sorry that it had to be this way. I don't want to hurt you. I am you. And I want the best for you, but in order to get your attention, I'm going to have to manifest as some kind of illness. It's just me communicating with you. So please listen. I need you to listen. I need you to hear me, because we are on an adventure of returning to our infinite I am nature here, and we have to stay on course. We have to get back on course. So I need your attention. I need your full awareness. This is how your body is trying to talk to you through illness. Illness is not your body fighting against you. Therefore, you don't want to fight back on illness. You want to work with it and be like, okay, hang on a second. First of all, let's get the body rebalanced and neutralized, and then let's ask the questions of how did this get here? Now, that excess of negativity is possibly from some of the consciousness you inherited through your childhood. It can build up over time, and the beautiful thing about reality, it gives us a lot of time and space to get our awareness. But if we are not paying attention, the last resort is the human body. Now again, this is not about fault or self-blame or adding guilt on top of anything. Remember, we have to neutralize. Now, what most people do when they're sick is they go, I don't want to be sick, I want to be well. So they push back on the sickness, which is the current reality, which is I'm sick. And then they go, well, I don't want to be sick, so I'm going to push that away, and I'm going to go, I'm well, I'm well, I'm well, I'm healthy, I'm this. And they ramp up the positive affirmations. But then you are addressing an excess of positivity in the body with an excess of positivity in consciousness. The key to neutralizing consciousness is to claim both. I am sick, I am well. 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 And this is what I have been doing for the last year and a half since I became aware of this information. I didn't learn this from anybody, but ever since I received this information, I have been claiming every single day, I am sick and I am well. And then I choose I'm well. So I'm choosing out of these two neutral states, I'm choosing that I am well. And that is the state that I have experienced for the last year and a half. And that has been the first time in my adult life where I have gone that long without getting sick. Because every day I wake up and claim, I am sick and I am well, because I'm the infinite I am. I am both. And I know that I always contain both the positive and negative. And if I am in denial of one, that's the one I'm going to get showing up in my reality. So as long as I'm claiming both and then choosing the one that I would like to experience, then I'm in command of my reality, because I'm in command of consciousness. And for me to be in command of consciousness means I have to be in neutrality. If you are pushing back on your illness and then just going hard on your positive affirmations, you are not going to get the results that you want. In fact, you're going to get more of the opposite. If you do positive affirmations, make sure you balance it with the negative. I am sick and I am well, and I'm choosing that I am well. That is how you neutralize. You can even take that a little bit further, where you say, I am sick with whatever you are sick with, and then I'm well with whatever is the opposite of that. So recently on my Instagram, one of the I am healings that I just did was for a woman who was experiencing mast cell activation. So the opposite of mast cell activation is actually mast cell stabilization. We're stabilizing the cells of our body. Stabilizing means neutrality. And neutrality means a nice balance between the positive and negative charges of the body. That is how I do my affirmations now. I always incorporate the negative, because you cannot have the positive without the negative, and you cannot have the negative without the positive. We need both, and that is what creates perfect, beautiful, flowing neutrality through the body and through the mind, which is the cause of the body. Remember, we are going for flowing neutrality, and now I'm going to give you a symbol to remember this. So we're going to go back to the graph that we started this video with, which is consciousness and reality. So consciousness is positive, reality is negative. And now if we turn that over to the side, you now have the infinity symbol with the positive and negative. So this infinity symbol means flowing neutrality. Flowing neutrality. So all health involves energy and electricity, and what we are aiming for is flowing neutrality. Put it into practice and be the evidence for yourself. Also, I'm going to put up the first video I did on this topic of positive and negatively charged. I think it was the first. Never manifest the opposite results again. And then there's a follow-up to that video, which is return to love. So I will put that up here, and I suggest going and having a look at that and remain in your beautiful flowing neutrality. All right, have a wonderful week, everyone, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.